Today's episode covers fast-charging battery breakthroughs, a new California clean air EV study, shifting supply chain strategies, Bentley's latest Bentayga concept, and growing investment in North American charging infrastructure. Welcome back to Autonews Daily. I'm Leah Morgan. Let's dive into today's headlines. First up, new data from a California study examining electric vehicles and air quality has landed on policymakers' desks. The study presents updated evidence about the relationship between EV adoption and local air pollution in the state, offering fresh context for regulators, city planners, and automakers who are weighing next steps on emissions policy. While the broader message supports the environmental case for electrification, the study also highlights complexities. For example, how the benefits depend on vehicle mix, charging patterns, and electricity grid characteristics that will factor into how incentives and regulations are crafted going forward. Looking beyond the headline, this study could influence a range of decisions from fleet procurement to low-emission zone design. State and municipal officials often use California-based research as a template because of the state's stringent standards and large market, so automakers and suppliers should expect renewed attention on local air quality metrics when they model demand and compliance costs. For dealers and consumers, the study's nuanced findings may translate into more targeted incentives for specific vehicle classes or support for charging access in neighborhoods that would benefit most in terms of air quality. Moving now to the next item, the global automotive supply chain is evolving again as companies respond to a mix of lingering pandemic effects, geopolitical shifts, and demand variability. Recent developments show OEMs and Tier 1 suppliers accelerating efforts to diversify sources, shorten lead times, and build more resilient logistics networks. That includes revisiting relationships with critical suppliers, investing in alternative sourcing, and, in some cases, bringing production closer to end markets to reduce exposure to disruption. Operationally, we're seeing a greater emphasis on visibility and flexibility. Firms are doubling down on digital tools for real-time tracking, predictive risk analytics, and scenario planning so they can react faster to component shortages or shipping bottlenecks. Financially, there's also a shift. Companies are weighing the trade-offs between lean inventory models and the higher cost of resilience, with decisions influenced by the strategic importance of specific parts such as semiconductors, battery components, and specialized electronics. For listeners in supply chain roles or in procurement, these trends mean that contractual terms, contingency clauses, and supplier development programs are likely to take center stage over the coming quarters. Next, from supply chains to showrooms. Bentley has revealed the Bentayga X concept, offering a look at where luxury SUV design may head in the years ahead. The concept emphasizes bespoke details, material innovation, and an elevated focus on tailoring the passenger experience rather than purely on performance numbers. For established luxury marques, concepts like this serve multiple purposes. They test design language, signal brand direction to affluent buyers, and help define technology and craftsmanship investments for limited production runs. In practical terms, the Bentayga X concept underscores how luxury OEMs are differentiating through customization and lifestyle integration. Think expanded personalization options, curated materials sourced for sustainability as well as aesthetics, and interior architectures that treat the cabin more like a private lounge. While concept cars rarely translate directly into production without modification, they do steer customer expectations and dealer conversations. The result is that beyond technology like electrification, luxury buyers will increasingly expect immersive, highly personal experiences that blend design, connectivity, and quiet comfort. Shifting focus to infrastructure, investment in EV charging and related infrastructure across North America is expanding, with public and private money flowing into networks, grid upgrades, and site development. This growth reflects rising EV sales, policy commitments from governments, and recognition from utilities and investors that charging accessibility is a critical enabler of broader adoption. Importantly, investment patterns are not uniform. Many urban corridors and high-traffic routes are seeing faster deployment, while rural and economically disadvantaged areas still face gaps that policymakers and companies are trying to address. For planning teams and municipal leaders, the implications are clear. Coordinated approaches that align utilities, local governments, private charging operators, and automakers can accelerate deployment while managing grid impacts. That includes prioritizing sites for high-power charging, integrating chargers into land use planning, and ensuring interoperability and payment simplicity for users. For OEMs, expanded infrastructure reduces range anxiety and can influence vehicle design priorities. For suppliers, it opens opportunities in hardware, software, and installation services as the market for chargers and associated technologies matures. If you enjoy Autonews Daily, please like and subscribe. That helps us keep bringing the news to you. Finally, the top story rounding out today's lineup. A major battery manufacturer has unveiled a 5C battery technology aimed at substantially faster charging for electric vehicles. In battery terminology, a 5C rate generally refers to a charging speed that fills a battery in roughly 1/5 of an hour under ideal conditions. And when a company highlights a 5C capability, it signals a focus on reducing charging times while balancing thermal management and longevity. The announcement is significant because faster charging battery chemistries or cell designs can reshape the practical experience of EV ownership, lowering the time cost of long trips and making public charging more competitive with refueling. Beyond the headline, there are several industry implications to consider. If automakers integrate higher C-rate cells into production vehicles, charging infrastructure operators will need to match that capability with higher power chargers and robust grid connections. Otherwise, the full user benefit won't be realized. At the same time, engineers will be watching closely for how these cells perform over many fast charge cycles. Balancing rapid charging against degradation is a central technical and commercial challenge. For supply chains, demand for specific electrode materials, advanced electrolytes, and manufacturing equipment capable of higher throughput could accelerate, with ripple effects for upstream suppliers and raw material sourcing. Strategically, faster charging cells could alter competitive dynamics among OEMs, battery suppliers, and charging network operators. An automaker that can reliably offer faster charging as a standard feature will have a compelling selling point, particularly for customers who prioritize convenience and long-distance capability. For fleets, from delivery companies to ride-hailing services, reduced downtime at chargers could also translate into operational savings and new routing flexibility. At the same time, regulators and safety authorities will examine thermal management and system-level protections closely as higher-rate charging becomes more widespread. That wraps up our coverage for today. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you tomorrow with more updates from the automotive industry.